What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch chat? We're live over here at twitch.tv/the_control freak. Playing through some Rakdos Shadow today. It's been highly requested, especially by Dogfish, who may or may not even be in the chat. But regardless, a couple people at least have wanted to see Rakdos Shadow recently. It's a deck we played a lot before my 3-month hiatus. And for whatever reason, people like it. It's a very straightforward shake or take on Shadow. Hand disruption threats into bigger threats, into battle rages. Got some removals sprinkled in here, some value pieces like Kolaghan's Command, Kroxa, Agadeem's Awakening. I think this is a deck that really got hurt with the Luris ban, but so did everything else we know and hold dear. In the main deck, the only non four ofs are a couple Inquisition and Fatal Push, a Terminate, a Kroxa, K Command Dismember. A lot of interactive pieces that are really good in some spots, but you don't want a whole bunch of them. In the sideboard, 2 Dolthy, 2 Turok, 3 Blood Moon. Blood Moon being the reason to play Rakdos. If anybody tells you something otherwise, tell them to shove it. Blood Moon is why you play Rakdos. You get to play all of the aggressive shadow elements and then have this oops, I win card on the board. 2 Terminate, 2 Chalice of the Void. If Rhinos and Living End's a lot less popular, Chalice gets a lot worse. 2 Engineered Explosives, an Unlicensed Hearse, and a Pyrite Spellbomb. Spellbomb in there, additional piece of interaction for creature decks, but more importantly, deals with Sanctifier on deck. Sanctifier can shut the deck down. So having an additional answer to that is not crazy. You could run Kozilek's Return, but it does kill your Ragavans. It kills your Channeler if they've got a Sanctifier out because you're not getting Delirium without black or red cards in your yard. But either way, let's jump into it. Chalice need does feel low right now, but we've got a really, really rough matchup against Living End. So it's not crazy to have it there. It just kind of depends on what you're expecting to see. All right. What do we got for round one? And it's not Rakdos related, but I have had a really, really positive stream of leagues with Grixis with Underworld Breach. And I've been trying to upload those to YouTube pretty regularly. But I think I've played 10 or so leagues with Underworld Breach. The very first one, we went 3-2 on stream. Every single league since then has been exactly 4-1. Have not had less than a 4-1, have not had a 5-0, but I won't complain about an 80% win rate with a deck. But Underworld Breach has been really, really good. And it could be that you want to find room for Underworld Breach in your Rakdos list. If I knew for a fact there was a fetch land on top of my library, I would keep that hand. But since I don't know for a fact, I'm going to throw it back. Here, we'll lead on Ragavan. If our opponent plays out a threat, we can terminate, attack with Ragavan. If they answer our Ragavan, we can Thoughtseize Shadow. Tron. But they revealed Gigantha, so what does that mean for us? Tron revealed Gigantha. So it could be like the Anvil Tron deck that Spike's been playing. Exile Blast Zone. Noise. It is not. It is normal, old, boring Tron. We're going to take an Ancient Stirrings. And before anybody says Giganta in our deck, no, I don't think Giganta is better than having access to Street Wraith in this list. All right. Best draw would be Street Wraith into Street Wraith into Street Wraith into Fetchland. They have found a way to get Tron. But it's free. But it's not. Playing Papa Sphere, so might be able to hit like a Thought Seize or something. We'll play a Scourge. Carry on. There's the Tron land. I always love Tron's ability to not have to sacrifice maps to get Tron online. Like, really, really impressive. Oh, and they just have Karn for bridge. They're 2 blind draws for Tronland Bridge. Or Tronland Karn. Sorry. Fetch land off the top for the win. One time. Not quite lethal. But we've got 4 lightning bolts in the deck. I think we have to go at them. Not lethal, it's only 12. We attack with both of these. We cycle Street Wraith. This becomes a 5/5. We battle rage it for 10, 11, 12. But we do have 4 lightning bolts and K command in the deck. They've got O Stone, but do I really care about O Stone? Like if they play and crack O Stone, they get rid of Karn and Bridge. So I think I'm going to play out Channeler so that on my upkeep I can terminate if they play like Wormcoil Engine and try to surveil into a bolt. EE. Okay. It's kind of weird to have an EE in the sideboard of your Tron deck, but each their own, I suppose. Why are you doing that now? Like, why are you doing that now, and why are you blowing up your own map to do it? Yeah, it could be for rhinos. But I feel like you just have so many answers. Like, is this a common thing for Tron to play an EE in the board? Because I feel like I've never seen a single Tron player in my life get an EE out of their board. Oh, looks like they are. Go figure. Figured you just like get bridge, but I guess bridge kind of gets taken care of if they're running like force of vigor or petty theft or something like that. So maybe it's fine. Basically want everything that like hits my opponent in the face. I don't want things that don't hit my opponent in the face. Brooks is pretty slow. Seems fine. So yeah, I guess if Rhinos is like popular enough, then going to get EE's okay. So we'll give him a pass on that one. I don't know if there's a reason to pop it on like their own main phase and lose a map to do it, but this is not my archetype. Sylvan Scrying. I'm gonna save that to be able to fetch out a second basic swamp. Karn the Great Creator. Both of these are pretty annoying for me. Karn doesn't get a ton. So I'm probably going to have to just like Thoughtseize again next turn instead of Dolphy. Yuck. Don't want a bunch of Scourges. Worm Coil. And hope you don't hit anything relevant. Tron, 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 Tron. Bruh. Bruh. No. Trinisphere. Sure. Like, I think this is my big problem with Tron, especially Magic Online Tron. It's like always okay if you miss the payoff for one turn, then I might be able to string something together. Oh, Karn off the top. Like, hey, if you miss the Tron land, third blind Tron land rip into payoff off the top, I might be able to string something together. Oh, another Tron land, another card. Like, Dude. Just whiff for the fun of it. See how it feels. Let yourself live a little. Also, I really don't know why they're getting like pithing needle on Dolphy here. Can I set up lethal? If I hit them with a Dolphy, I think I can. Hit them with Dolphy, play double Scourge. They're at 17. Scourges are 3/3s. Next turn, or I can't play double Scourge because of Trinisphere. Never mind. Never mind. So we're still hitting you in the face. Reading the cards explains the cards. So if they didn't have the Trinisphere, play out double Scourge, both 3/3s. Next turn, Battle Rage, one of the Scourges. Hit them for 3, put them down to 14. Both the Scourges become 6/6s. That's 12. 3 more for the Dolphy is 15. So, yeah. It would be lethal. Go get a Blast Zone. One time. Do it for the content. You know you want to. All your friends are getting Blast Zones. Okay. So K Command could shoot Karn, blow up Trinisphere. I don't think that really does a whole lot. I could dash Ragavan, but then I can't get another spell. So I think this is just Dolphy, kill Karn, Scourge hit them, and then they're dead to Battle Rage next turn. And I think I just hold up K Command here. They go for like a Worm Coil or something. Like if they have Sanctum plus Karn or Ugin or something, Ulamog, yeah, I wasn't beating that anyway. All right. We'll see what they get. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have any out here? If I K Command, blow up Trinisphere. 2 to them, put them to 12, untap. Nope. And just running it back. Maybe I'm supposed to take out like an Agademe, bring back in a Bolt. This is the reason I hate Scourge. They seem to come in pairs and matchups where you don't want to see them. All right, keep this. Ditch the extra Blood Moon. Bailed out by the alien. Indeed. Indeed. I do have to think here. If my opponent plays like Tron land map. Alright, I don't care about that in the slightest. Now we're going for Blood Moon. Warping Whale. Kevin, what's up? Hope you're having an awesome day. And just in time to watch this Blood Moon Tron. So my game one, my opponent had 2 blind draws. Then and they hit third Tron land plus payoff, and they're 2 blind draws as Tron does. In game 2, they had like Karn to go get what they go get. Trinisphere and something like a weird sequence. Yeah, I'll take the extra card on their turn. Ulamog. Killed Trinisphere there. Play Ragavan in the 2020, dude. Can't you chump with Raga and go for double strike? Well, they just exile my Scourges. Like, I can't stop them from casting the Ulamog, so they just get a free exile. Ha! Ha! Natural Tron into Blood Moon. Get wrecked. And I get the basic swamp here, so we can actually, like, blow up the O-Stone, make them discard, and then untap, hit with Ragavan, and kick a Turok. That's right. Feel the pain, Tron player. We could also just Karn. I don't hate Karning. Shuts off like all their stars and spheres and maps and stuff. I think I'm gonna do that. I would love to use Karn's ability. What am I getting? I don't know. Alright, Spellbomb. Let's do it. Now, do you have a Karn? What I thought. What I thought. Alright, so Ragavan hits for 2 here, down to 12. We kick Turok. Next turn, we've got Battle Rage Turok plus Pyrite Spellbomb. That should be exactly lethal. That's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just how we drew it up. Teamer Battle Rage at Turok and Pyrite Spellbomb. Well, I guess we can't with Karn now. Damn it. Haywire might. And I'm not sure that's going to work how you want it to. I think opponent realizing that Haywire Might is an artifact, cannot be sacked through our Karn. But because of their Karn, we can't Pyrite for lethal here, so it's probably just like attack down Karn with Turok, hit them with Ragavan, cycle Street Wraith. Don't even get to see what we're drawing into, but either way, down with Tron, down with Tron. Sometimes these Tron players just need a reminder who's really in charge. Spoiler alert, it's not the Tron lands. Never trust a Tron player to know what their cards do. Said it. Alright. Welding jar. Hear him out here cutting the dismember. Not respecting welding jar. Alright, so we are looking for a Teamer Battle Rage as soon as possible. Let's just go Marsh Flats. Go. They have like Blue Source Thoughtcast. I guess it's a little awkward. Knight's fine. Obviously, their draw for the turn, or they would have just played it last turn. Take a hit off a Ginger Brute. Cranial Plating. All right. Let's start ending the lives. Okay. How about that? I always forget to do that. I will. Start ending the lives of some miserable little artifacts. Yeah. Ooh, doggy. So, we got to just play one shadow here. I don't want to play the second one. Can I die from here if I play the second one? Shadow, shadow. Quit plating. Let's assume they've got another 2 artifacts in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not dead. Like Daddy always said, if you're not dead, play out your shadows. Like puts me in a much better position if say they don't have anything crazy. Maybe I can just like dismember a blocker, attack through for lethal. Yeah. They did have 2 artifacts. Good on us. We are what the kids would call geniuses. Dismember gets around welding jar. So if you attack here, you die. Balls in your court, OP. Yep, you die. Oh no, our life's in danger. What will we ever do? go member. Welding jar will not save you now. All right. Still game 1 against Affinity. Feels good. Let's get Termite. Terminate in here. Pyrite in here. Pyrite also deals with Etch Champion. Good to know. I don't mind bringing in like a Chalice on the play. I don't think I really want it on the draw though. Like Chalice on 0 on the play just to stop a bunch of Mimknight Ornithopter shenanigans isn't the worst. Board out. Get rid of a couple Wraiths. Thought Seizes. Ragavan. Call it a day. I'll keep it. If I draw a shadow, I'm in really good shape. Scourge isn't like the worst draw. But I've got like Thoughtseize for an Etch Champion or something like that. Et to Ginger Brute. How afraid am I of my opponent having... They can't turn to an Etch Champion here. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Bobble me. Alright, Spell Bomb. I think I'm actually going to shuffle that away. I think I want a threat more than I want a Spell Bomb. Frog Mite. Okay. Shadow. So close. Citadel. Or no, they still have a Citadel. Use Misfault. Alright. Shadow, 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 shadow. Not a shadow. Let's go to there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull this. They drew like, what's it called? Not Thoughtcast, Thought Monitor. Gets a little bit worse. And then naturally, we're going to draw the shadow here. Naturally, we're going to draw the shadow here. All right. Now you're just messing with me, deck. I know they still have a Darksteel Citadel. 3 unknowns. That is, by all intents and purposes, an unknown. Saving this EE so that we know what we want to set it on. Shadow. Technically, you got legs. You'll do. You got it. So Darksteel Citadel, unknown, drawing another unknown for turn. And we, without even a shadow of a doubt, are going to top deck a Deathstroke. That's unfortunate. Oh, super unfortunate. Less unfortunate. Shadow. Shadow, 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 shadow. Countering this. I mean, I guess. Wonder if their last card's like a cranial plating. That would make sense for them to fight over that. And they're not attacking. Love it. All right. Death Shadow. Death Shadow. Death Shadow. Well, we'll keep trying. There's like treasure vaulting for a bunch. Sure. Like I guess this is just setting up a what's it called? I think I want to use some of my mana here. But I kind of want to save Bolt. Save Bolt in case I get into a position where I need to control life totals. Shadow. Shadow. Like, so close to a shadow. I could EE on 0. Do I care about Welding Jar and treasure tokens? I kind of feel like I should. So I EE on 0, stack it. In response, they Welding Jar the frog. In response, I push the frog. Does that do like anything that I really care about? No. I'm gonna say go. There's the plating. We knew it was around here somewhere. Plating up a frog. You got it. Let's go. 1-1. Every time you pray for a shadow, you draw a removal spell. Next time, pray for the removal spell. Oh, good call. Colligan's Command. Colligan's Command. Colligan's Command. All right, we're slowly figuring out the sequence here. Like, do I want to play this on 2 to go after the plating? No, we're just gonna play it on 0. Never mind, pray for the land next time. Like, it's process of elimination. Eventually, we're gonna hit the thing by just naming every other card type imaginable. Sojourner's Companion. Well, you know what we weren't prepared for, getting rid of Dismember and all that other stuff. Maybe we should have thought about that a little more. Kind of forgot that card existed. Okay. Get out of this. Rid of that. So at least they can't welding jar. So, what are we looking for? Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire one time. Easy Bloodstained Mire off the top. Ain't it something, right? We need to, like, name something that's not in our deck. Is that what I'm doing wrong? Like, we name a Planeswalker. Midnight. Okay, Kaito one time. Easy Kaito off the top. Alright. Probably should have held on to that. But oh well, we're here now. This is the weirdest formula I've ever tried to crack. What's next? Something tribal. Nameless inversion? Can we get a nameless inversion off the top? Oh, well, we'll take that. That is progress. It is no longer progress. So we need to battle rage on our upkeep to get the scry. Or surveil, sorry. Nope. Bum 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 bum. Alright. You can stand in front of a frog. I'm gonna say you 100% offer up the trade here. Stop it. K command. Okay. You won this one. We got a game 3. Got a game 3. Maybe I want to board out a Scourge. I feel like Scourge for a Chalice on the play. Nah, I really don't want Chalice like after turn 1. Do a Thoughtseize. Okay. We've got the alleged shadow. Now we just need to find the alleged Femur Battle Rage. Let's go. Push action. Also a good draw. Here's a shadow. Say go. Ornithopter. They do have all right, that's fine. I was gonna say they had Metallic Rebuke up. Bolt myself. Throw my shadow. Get down Scourge. All right, OP. Be nice. Really hope this is just like land hold up Urza's Saga. Land? Not a land. Not a land at all. Here's a shadow. Say go. When's the new set available in Magic Online? I'm not sure. I'm not positive when the date differentials are. I don't even think the new set's done being spoiled yet. But let's check Google. Phyrexia all will be one release date. Pre-release is February 3rd. So that should be about the same time for paper and online. It says MTG Arena release February 7th. Monitor's fine. Second thought monitor, yeah. Be in there. Yeah. Be in there. Yeah. Calm down. Calm down. Easy. Easy. All right. This just went from winnable to shit. If I just attack all out, and they just trade a couple enforcer companion for something. Man, if we could have found third land sooner. Think I have to just like terminate a companion or mirror enforcer and say go. Hmm. Eating away the 0 drops doesn't do anything. Yeah. Feels bad. Am I attacking with the Scourge? Yes. I mean, I guess it's just like free block with Ornithopter, so maybe not. Yeah, we just needed that third land so badly. Like a K command earlier to just like blow up 2 dudes or something, blow up both the thought monitors. Like if we had had K command in response to the second thought monitor ETB trigger, we would have gone kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They wouldn't have had enough to play the Sojourner. They couldn't have played triple Sojourner effect. All right. If they have a metallic rebuke, we die. I can't do anything about a metallic rebuke. They should probably know I don't have a Teamer Battle Rage because if I had one, I would have played it last turn. But I think what I have to do is pass the turn, hope they attack out, except for like the Ornithopters, and I can go block, fetch to 4, K command, shoot the 2 thought monitors, take 3, go to 1, and have lethal on the crackback. But again, if like they have metallic rebuke, I can't do anything about it. I'm dead. Which, if they're not playing out spells, there's like a really good chance that they have metallic rebuke. So destroy 2 damage. Oh yeah. Got it. Yep. Ugh. 3rd land. So I couldn't have EE'd sooner because they got an Ornithopter or Springleaf Drum off of the Saga, played Ornithopter, drew into another Ornithopter. So I didn't know they were going to go off with that. Yeah, I really just have to throw it back to not having that 3rd land on curve. I think we had like 2 turns there that I think it's like the turn 3, and then we had 1 or 2 more turns. And if we'd hit the 3rd land, we might have been okay, but did not. We just play this person. Am I going crazy? No, we didn't. Okay, going crazy. Maybe I played them sometime recently. Down Ragavan. Unrevealed a Gigantha. Good, good. No removal spell on Ragavan. We'll take it. Take our Lightning Bolt. So what are we up against that would take Lightning Bolt, has Gigantha, basic Swamp, and Inquisition? I mean, technically that can get like Canopy lands for us. Is this just Rakdos Saga? Or not Rakdos, Golgari Saga? Guessing that's the case. Hold off on this fetch for a second. Am I sacking a land? Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely going for a Canopy here. I want cards and stuff. Shouldn't attack with their claimer. Oh well. Oh well. Be fine. Maybe. We had 2 lands off their library. Or no, we hit land. I am losing my mind today. This is impressive. All right, focus up. Focus up. Quite a ways off Delirium. I can choose not to fetch to keep A Goyfit Bay. Probably fine. Dark Confidant. Alright. Well, I do want to kill that. I'll draw a Fatal Push. I feel like they're a Tarmogoyf deck. I think Fatal Push could be pretty solid here. This time I will not attack with the Elvish Reclaimer. Ragavan hits Heatland. Man, if Ragavan only said you could play those cards instead of cast them. Alright, so if I sack a land, get a peat land, untap, sack the peat land, that grows the Reclaimer. Would Double Strike give you 2 draws off Ragavan? Yes. Yes, it does. But I don't want to throw away this this Battle Rage just on like 1 extra card and an extra treasure token when I could get to a spot where Battle Raging like a Flying Dragon's Rage Channeler is lethal, or if I find a Shadow or a Scourge, or Battle Raging one of those can help push damage through blockers. So we had the call on the Tarmogoyf. All right. So sack a Blood Crypt, go get a Canopy Land. But yeah, since Ragavan specifies like whenever he deals combat damage, the first strike and the second strike both do trigger. Push one of these, get a Channeler trigger. That does not give us Delirium yet. I could go for upkeep Battle Rage the Channeler. I think that might be a little too greedy though. Confidant. Yeah, we're attacking with everything, right? Because they're pretty likely to block the Ragavan, which means 4 gets through. They put Creature in the yard, which grows Channeler. And we do just get to play backup Ragavan and say go. Now we've got lethal on board. Got it. Does not change anything. They knew about the Battle Rage already from one of those early hand disruption spells. I think they did. All right. On to game 2. Little Golgari Saga. I'm kind of expecting them to have like Witherbloom command, so maybe Hearse is a consideration. I don't think Witherbloom command's a very good card, but people love playing modal spells. Take out some Battle Rages. Street Wraiths, cut on some Hand Disruption. I'm gonna board in a couple of Thought Seizes. I'm sure they have like a decent amount of basics, but between Saga, which yeah, we saw the 1 mana elf dude, so we know they have Saga in their deck. Really not a big reason to play that guy and not play Saga. The Elvish Reclaimer. 4 lands. No threats. No interaction. Way better. Ditch Thoughtseize. Go. When in doubt, mulligan the card that doesn't do anything. So they targeted me with Bauble. I feel like there's a reasonable chance they have like a Veil of Summer or something. Gonna lead on Channeler. Maybe they like don't have a second land. Like Peatland's just kind of an awkward one to lead on, especially in a matchup where like your life total matters. So Peatland to start would usually indicate like, hey, I don't have a second land. Let's go another Channeler. Go ahead and Fatal Push Monsieur Confidant. E grows the Channeler. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't give Channeler some text like, hey, if you got Delirium, it gets +2/+2, flying, attacks each combat enable, and has haste. Just go ahead and round it out there. Goif. If it's a Goif, I'm definitely going for an upkeep terminate. Ha! Called it. Called the Witherbloom command. Knew it. Knew it. Always playing Witherbloom command. Card so aggressively medium. EE on 1. Sure. Hero deck. Ours are theirs. Hope you mean ours. Ben a Wraith. Life total kind of matters here. Another Witherbloom command. We'll take a Goyf. Am I playing out a Shadow here? Like Shadow to be mana efficient. Into a known EE. Yeah. Feels bad, but like I need them to just get this EE off the board. They could play like Witherbloom command, get back a land, hold up EE activation, which is fine. But they, unless they had a land, they can't Goyf and EE. No Ragavan DRC, basically anti Modern Horizons. I mean, they run Urza's Saga. That's pretty pro Modern Horizons. And I'd be willing to bet they run something like Endurance or Turok. I appreciate Elvish Reclaimer into like the EE sitting here. Like, why? Why did you play the Elvish Reclaimer out? Like, you know I'm attacking. And if you're cracking the EE, like, why is there any reason to play that Elvish Reclaimer out? Let's see, Rafa might have to put exclamation deck list. Unless Stream Decker left the chat, which it looks like it probably did. Stream Decker is like both the most beloved and annoying application in the world because it'll randomly just like decide it doesn't feel like being in chat anymore and just leave. And so you have to go manually tell it like, yo, get back. Return from whence thine came. Here, I believe we're just like pushing through damage. Yeah. Had to think for a second. Like, maybe there's a world I wanted to attack first and play the Ragavan, but I really don't want my opponent to get an Urza's Saga. How about the deck? You mean like how do I like it, or what do I think about it? Um, I kind of went over a brief breakdown before the league started. Essentially, I wouldn't register for an event with Rakdos Shadow right now because I don't think Blood Moon is in a great spot. And I think if you're playing Rakdos Shadow for any other reason than Blood Moon is a good meta call, then I think you can probably pick a better variation of Shadow. It's like I wouldn't register for an Open or RCQ or whatever you got going on with Rakdos. But a lot of people have been asking about it recently. I think Rakdos is a great call if Blood Moon is in a good spot. But as soon as Blood Moon drops off, like Rakdos drops off pretty significantly. All right, so we know they've got Witherbloom Command, Tarmogoyf. Witherbloom Command, unknown. Fetch land would be a decent draw. Not a fetch land. Rakdos better than Grixis for the Blood Moon. If you identify that Blood Moon is a good card to be playing, then Rakdos is fine, and it's the better deck, like against Blood Moon or that gets to play Blood Moon. But if you don't think Blood Moon is a good card to be playing in whatever your current meta is, then Rakdos is probably not a good call. But like Rakdos' way of winning unfair matchups is like Dolthy, Chalice of the Void, Blood Moon. And Dolthy and Chalice by themselves like aren't the most thrilling answers in the world. So you really need to be in a position where like Blood Moon is relevant. But right now in Modern, mURktide is the number one deck by like a reasonable percentage. They are a Blood Moon deck. Hammer Time is, it's not bad against Blood Moon. Blood Moon can have like some play, but they're usually able to get out ahead of it. Creativity's gotten a lot better against Blood Moon now that they've added like Fable of the Mirror Breakers and Bitter Reunions and all that stuff. Footfalls plays Blood Moon. Rakdos Scam plays Blood Moon. Burns reasonable against it. Like, you're just not getting a lot of gotcha matches with Blood Moon. So, like, before Beseiju, um, a lot of the like 4 or 5 color pile decks you could kind of escape with Blood Moon, but after that it's gotten a lot worse. Keep this. I got some good ways of lowering my life total. I've got a shadow. We really, really hope that our opponent's on a creature deck, just something unfair. So if I can go like turn 1, cycle Wraith, maybe find something to cast, but even if I don't, like play Peatland, ping myself, I'm down to 17. If I can dismember something, I could go down to 13, untap, shock in or awakening in, play a shadow. I have blue red mURktide and paper, and I want to build a second deck, and I don't know which deck to build. Um, I mean, I would definitely look at like Grixis Shadow. It has a lot of overlap with mURktide. Ragavan, Steam Vents, Scalding Tarn, Ledger Shredder, Darcy, um, Expressive Iteration. So if I go Dismember down to 13, untap, shock or something. No. My concern is that I can't kill the Ragavan and get Shadow big enough to live. I need Shadow to live through like a lightning bolt. What do you think of Underworld Breach and non-Grixis builds of Shadow? MDS, JDS, 4 colors, Mardu Jun, 4 color. It's fine as like a value card. Like, it's never going to be, or I guess it could be just as fine in any of those other variations if you play it, like I said, as a value card or a bolt somebody out card. Was this no land? Oh, they had land. I just missed it. Let's go 2 to you. Discard a card. And get Scourge online, maybe. Definitely the downside of Scourge is like in a matchup like this, if you're on the front foot and you get Scourge online, Scourge is really, really good in this matchup. If you're not on the front foot or if your opponent doesn't hurt themselves, then Scourge looks really, really bad. Yep. And we're definitely in the realm of Scourge looking really, really bad here. But yeah, when it comes to like building a new deck, I'm usually pretty heavy in the favor of like if you have the choice to build something that's just a variation of something you already have, you just have to swap a couple cards around. I say do it. Yeah, I mean, if your goal is to take advantage of the most overlap, then I think like building Grixis Shadow is a no brainer. Or if you wanted to say build uh Demir Shadow instead of Grixis, then you could keep like the Scalding Tarns, um, counter spells, mURktides. Some versions play like Ledger Shredder and Bobble, but you could get the mURktide value. All right, we'll go to game two. Opponent's only missing land for Delirium, and they can just sack Fiery Islet. I can't kill them in time. Salthies, Terminate, Hearse. He's fine. Board out some number of Wraith. Like, we didn't show them Scourge, so maybe they don't know we're on it. But that would be another reason that I'm not a big fan of Rakdos right now. Is like Scourge is such a variable card. You could play against mURktide, Hammer Time, Scam, Yawgmoth, and they just deal like 0 damage to themselves some hands. And that's a really rough spot to be in. All right, so let's go Swamp, Thoughtseize. Turn 2, we can go Ragavan, second Thoughtseize. Take their Ragavan. And it wants the value. Do I want to try to just resolve my Scourge here? Because I can dodge Spell Snare. I don't hate that. Like, they got a blind draw off of Bobble. There's a chance that whiffed. Getting Scourge down under, like, Spell Snare Counterspell is good. They find the removal spell, but I mean, I've got, like, Dash Ragavan, Thoughtseize next turn. Let's go Thoughtseize. Do find a Lightning Bolt. Okay. Take that. There you go. mURktide whiffing, in what world do you live in? Not the right one, apparently. They bend Spire Bluff Canal. Draw into an Abrades. They find a potential mURktide or a potential Ragavan answer. That's a pretty good one. Hitters down. So they've got Iteration, Abrade, Spell Snare, Unknown. There's Iteration. Iteration Island. That's pretty good for me because now I know that Ragavan's going to get to connect. Blood Crypt's good because it means Shadow gets to dodge a Braid. Okay. Am I going for Bolt here? Okay. Can I kill? I know Spell Snare, a Braid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can kill. Let's start with Thoughtseize. I can kill if they don't draw into. Or no, I can just kill regardless, right? Attack, cycle, wraith, tap this for a red. If they don't block, and then bolt on their upkeep. Yeah, so before damage, cycle wraith, tap this for a red. Sure. Go to damage, pass the turn. On your upkeep, bolt you, and even if they go like abrade something, spell snare, they're abrade, they don't have any extra mana to cast anything. On to game number 3. Inquisition's a little bit better on the draw. They don't play a 1-drop, you get to like hit Ledger Shredder and Unlicensed Hearse. Ragavan's worse on the draw. I haven't seen any Archmage's charms yet. I don't know if like every list is on charm or every list is off charm or what, but personally I feel like I'd much rather be on Archmage's charm than Spell Snare, but King of Poners, what's up? Hope you're having an awesome Monday. Alright. No Ragavan's really nice. I think I just want to lead on Thoughtseize. Alright, I know I missed a Surveil trigger here by bobbling, but I think I want the extra information more than anything. Shredder. Okay. Double terminates. I'm not too afraid of mURktide. I can just take the consider so they can't do anything right here. Iterations like best card in hand. We're just going to take the mURktide. Day's going pretty well so far. We got a lot of good YouTube recording in. So now we get to jam a few games. They bin the Shredder. Kind of surprised at that. I thought for sure they'd keep the Ledger Shredder. Well, let's play Croxa. Sure. E-I-E-I-O. Okay. So Darcy, Bet Shock for Lightning Bolt. Got enough to escape Croxa if that comes up. We can dodge like an unlicensed hearse. Yep. Holy Heat. Channeler plus Heat. Yep. All right. I'm guessing I feel like Terminate here is better than Broxa. I don't really care about the Ragavan on top. Like, I'm probably just going to shuffle that away. Get another Swamp. I don't think they have Blood Moon in, but old McDonald had a farm. Yeah. On that farm, they countered some spells. E-I-E-I-O. With a mURktide here and a mURktide there. Here a Murk, there a Murk, everywhere a Murk. 3. Get rid of instant and a bauble. Counter spell resolves. Okay, getting counter spells out of their hand because that means if they find another Murk, the Terminate's a bit safer. No. Ragavan. Okay. Ragavan, Unholy Heat, Unknown, Unknown off Bauble. I think I like Dolthy plus Channeler plus Hold Up Terminate here. Let's see, can I get your opinion on this shadow list? I like the main board, but the sideboard is iffy. Well, let's take a look. Rakdos White Shadow. My first question is, are 2 prismatic endings and a wear tear enough to mess with the mana? Like, is one prismatic ending in the main enough reason to splash white? And then like one prismatic ending and 2 wear tears in the board. So Shadow. Let me finish this match real quick. And I'll give like a little more opinion here. They just have like all the heats and bolts. Could be in trouble. This is where mURktide does such a good job of running away with games. It's just like, all right, you have to answer the Ragavan or you die. And then here's just like iteration into iteration and filter through 12 draws. Kind of interesting that they wouldn't. Like, they saw something that they wanted on top. No. Never mind, they bend Misty. I feel like there's not a huge reason. Not a huge reason to like keep any, or not a huge reason not to crack the baubles there. My best play is Kroxa by like a mile. And so if you have the chance to like draw something to stop Kroxa, like Spell Snare that clearly is in your deck, I feel like you'd want to up the chances of finding it. But most of their library at this point kills me. Basically, like anything that stops me from attacking with Kroxa kills me. Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt actually kills me. mURktide stands in the way. I wonder if the new Tyvar or whatever, the black green planeswalker, has any good synergy with Dolphy. Be able to like turn 2 Tyvar off of Mana Dork, turn 3 like Dolphy plus Thoughtseize plus sack the Dolphy. Is that doing anything? So Ragavan has to hit a removal spell for Channeler off the top of their library. That's where we're at here. The resolve. Ooh, ooh, baby. Can we get there? They just draw so completely dead off these baubles. Come on, magic gods. Come on, magic gods. Blind draw off of Bobble. Survey says. Braid Dolphy is fine. Yes. So even if they like Unholy Heat Croxa there, we get to deal 2 with Ragavan, escape Croxa again, deal the final points. No idea how we survived Channeler, Iteration, Double Bobble, Consider. And all they had to find was like a bolt or a way to stop Croxa from attacking. All right. Let's finish looking at this Rakdos white list. It is good that you're not playing basic planes, but you could consider putting the basic planes in the sideboard if you want to like fight against opposing Blood Moons, but at the same time, like people shouldn't really be bringing in Blood Moon against you. Is Swift Spear mutagenic growth a budget consideration for not having Ragavan? Or is this like a, hey, I want to play mutagenic growth in my Underworld Breach deck? What's the reasoning there? Budget, okay. I'll never buy 4 Ragavans. Well, you have to understand that if that's the stance, I appreciate the stance. Like, I am never going to tell anybody to go out and like buy an $80 card or whatever Ragavan is. But I'm also not going to lie to people and tell you that you're going to have like the same uh, win rate without Ragavan, or that you can 1-for-1 substitute Ragavan for another card. Because like the reason Ragavan's $75, $80 is there is not a 1-for-1 direct replacement for the card. If there was, it wouldn't be $75 or $80. That being said, we can adjust for no Ragavan. I'm not sure though that I believe Swift Spear is the way to do it. Like you do have the benefit of you get a good breach of like Swift Spear, double mutagenic growth, lightning bolt you. You can kill people out of nowhere. And that's certainly not like a non-zero factor. But personally, I just don't really believe in Swift Spear being the card that you want. I would lean more towards Croxa instead of Swift Spear. But I get that Croxa doesn't work with Underworld Breach. So if you're like dead set on playing Underworld Breach and you want to play Swift Spear, then I would up the amount of cards that like synergize positively with Swift Spear. So Fatal Push may be a little lacking, just because it's such like a reactive card. You might want to go up on like your Inquisitions. I don't know if you want 3 Underworld Breach. It's like a good finisher card. It's meh as a value card. But I'm still not sure about these prismatic endings. Like, I feel the 4 Swift Spear, the 4 Mutagenic, the prismatic ending all feel very underwhelming to me. Like, I think if you want to splash white and you want like prismatic endings and stuff, I would just get rid of the mutagenics and the Swift Spears. Play 2 or 3 prismatic endings. find another threat that you like. And if you're going to lean more into Scourge and you want to play Swift Spear, then I'd add like another cheap one drop creature or something to help get Scourge online. We've played like Bomat Courier before. It's meh. Soul Scar Mage is one that got played in Rakdos Shadow before. So like leaning into Swift Spear, Soul Scar Mage with Mishra's Bauble, Bolt. That's fine. I just really hate mutagenic growth. But I guess my thought is, to me, it looks like you're trying to just like one for one replace Ragavan instead of building around your replacement. And if Swift Spear is your replacement, then I would play cards that take advantage of Swift Spear. It's like add in the Soul Scar mages. Um, you don't have to go like, what is it? You don't have to go like Manamorphose, but having creatures that benefit from playing proactive spells and like upping the number of creatures that benefit from that style of deck is a nice start. I don't like mutagenic growth, as I'm about to get got by a mutagenic growth. You ready for this? Oh my god. I thought it was dead. I thought I was dead. Red Prowess. Opponent's got 2 cards. They'll be drawing up to 4 on their turn. Swamp's not terrible. I really want to find like a shadow. If the opponent goes for like a removal spell on the channeler, we can respond with push. Maybe we flip over Delirium. Gonna have a pretty tough time game 1 if they're on Underworld Breach, which I have to assume they are because Breach is stupid, busted. Could take this and try to like blind rip the shadow off the top, but all right. That's really, really good draw for us. Now we get to attack with Channeler and play Scourge. Most importantly, we get to play Scourge out as a 4/4. All right. Be nice. Be nice, OP. How close are we to lethal? Battle Rage. Battle Rage Scourge, put them down to 12, 8, 1 off. Okay. I think if they block, we just let it happen. Bolt my Swift Spear. Or not Swift Spear, Channeler. Put a card on top. A little terrifying. What's my play here? I can play Scourge and pass. If they have a land, I'm not dead to land, breach, double bolt. I could fetch shock to 10. Agadine back, Swift Spear. Let me just play the Scourge. Not afraid of a breach, which would normally be like scariest card available. I can't have triple bolt with only 2 cards. Okay. This is going to be like breach, blocker, couple baubles. That's fine. They're the higher life total, so Scourges can't grow. You have to keep like a little bit of an eye on if they just throw in like lava darts. But if this is just like bobble twice, you got it. All right. Position for the info. Did have a lava dart. I on to game 2. Little prowess action, eh? I'm not sure about Chalice. I'm going to kind of base it off how much stuff I want to board out. It's like Chalice into an opposing breach. Looks reasonable. Maybe like one. Like if I see it, cool. If I don't see it, that's fine. I'll give that a shot. It's the kind of card that if I have a board presence and I chalice after I have a board presence, it's really, really good. Like I'm never playing chalice when I'm behind. But maybe I only want to bring in one on the play if I want to bring in one at all. But like chalice on one to stop Swift Spear, Soul Scar, Bolt, um, Lava Dart, Mutagenic, all that Channeler. Pretty nice. All right. Because we drew Channeler, revealed Channeler, I'll go ahead and play one out. Might have been a little bit different if we'd drawn like a removal spell. That go. They're drawing into a basic mountain. And if they kill this Channeler with Channeler and Bolt, I get Delirium. So I get the second Channeler online for free. Free-ish. Yep. Dead. I need to light up the stage. All right. Second bolt's really good. I got to be at least a little careful because I do give my opponent Delirium with this. Keep a Terminate. Ultimately, like just keeping their dudes off the board is like my best line to winning. Go. All right. Light up the stage, unknown. Handler Mesa. Here is Scourge. And the hope is that we just get like them playing Channeler go. We terminate the Channeler, or better yet, find a land and get to EE for one. Save the terminate. And attack in to get our Scourge out of like bolt range. Land. Land. Big bucks, no bolt. Bucks, no bolt. Blood Moon. Oh. All right. So I could go Thoughtseize, Gigantha, Dash, Ragavan. I think I like that. Let's start with Dash. No blocks. All right, we need like no iteration into double bolt. No iteration double bolt. On iteration double bolt. EE on 1. All right. Little 4-1 with Rakdos. What do we think? Our one loss, was it to mURktide? No, we beat mURktide. What did we lose to? Affinity. That's what we lost to. Affinity when we couldn't see third land game 3. What do we think of Rakdos? We saw a lot of Gigantha decks. I think we saw like 3, maybe 4 Gigantha decks. Tron was on Gigantha. I can't. I feel like Affinity actually might have been. mURktide wasn't. Prowess was. The green black Saga deck was. So at least 3 Gigantha, but I'm gonna double check real quick. I just really feel like that Affinity player was on Gigantha. Nope, never mind. Oh, 3 Gigantha decks. Tamer Battle Rage was fun. We got at least, I think, 2 TBR kills, which I forgot to add to the command list. I'll do those later. Street Wraith was relevant a few times. Scourge. Like, when Scourge snowballs against a deck like Prowess there, against mURktide, some of like the red based removal decks, it is so difficult for them to get it off the battlefield. But when you have your opponent just start off on like triple Spire Bluff Canal or Tron Land Map, God, the card looks so awful. And I mean, we're on 4 Channeler, 4 Ragavan, 4 Lightning Bolt, plus opponents possibly having fetches. So 8 ways or 12 ways of proactively turning on Scourge. And it still feels like we see hands that just can't get Scourge up above like a 2-2. That's something I definitely have had issues with in the past. One of the reasons that like I get off of Scourge so easily. Maybe the two Inquisitions or something in the main could be two more ways to enable Scourge, whether it be two creatures that help out or two more 1 mana burn spells like, I don't know, Burst Lightning, something with a little upside potential if you see it later. Bomat Courier, we've played before. Something like that. I've even played Gut Shot before. Like, Gut Shot enables Scourge. It also kills opposing Ragavans, Darcy's, um, kills Esper Sentinels. Like, it's pretty non-zero list. Bump in the Night. Ooh. That might be a little too spicy for my taste. That's right up there with everybody that's like, play Flame Rift. Play Flame Rift in your Scourge deck. You really don't want a 2 mana enabler. You want like 1 mana enabler into turn 2 Scourge. That's when it snowballs the best. 2 mana enabler into turn 3 Scourge gets a lot worse. Like, here's a variation of the clock. Turn 1 Ragavan. Turn 2 hit, play a Scourge. It's a 2/2. Turn 3, like, fetch shock, bolt you, swing for 7. They're down to 8, and you've got a lethal Scourge. Where Flame Rift is like turn 1, whatever, turn 2 Flame Rift, turn 3 4/4 Scourge, turn 4 attack for 4, put them down to 16. Maybe you bolt them, or you attack for 4, put them down to 12. Maybe you bolt them, and then they're dead on turn 5. So it's like a whole extra turn that you got to add in there, and that's a big deal in Modern. Blood Moon, stop Tron. Fight the power. Dolphy looked subpar. Like, I have not updated this sideboard in a while, but any of these are pretty big flex spots. You could argue like Unlicensed Hearse is probably a flex spot now. But if you're looking to change up these, I think these are like the sideboard slots that are kind of whatever. Main deck, Inquisition. If you're one of those people that's like, and I have to point it out because I am not in this camp. There are people in the Modern community that believe Gigantha is like this insane value companion, and I don't like that argument. Like, it's a free extra card if you're in a matchup that's just like swapping 1 for 1 a lot, then Gigantha's fine. Gigantha's not good against a lot of the Blood Moon decks because they have so many answers to it. And it's got to stick around, tap the next turn, and then you're not attacking with it if you're tapping it for mana. So I don't like Gigantha as like an out to Blood Moon. If you want to cut the Wraiths and the Dismember and play some other stuff and play Gigantha, I'm not going to like hold it against you. It's just not the direction that I like to go with this style of deck. I like being just like an all-in Shadow, Wraith, Dismember, Battle Rage kind of deck. And to me, Gigantha making you cut the Street Wraiths does not play into that particularly nicely. But if you want to play Gigantha, I'm not going to track you down and tell you like, oh, you have to.